My own face.
Okay, I'm gonna start from top to bottom.
My eyebrows are relatively thin, I think.
I have like constant shadows under my eyes.
I think my eyelashes is almost non-existing.
I have high cheekbones, round nose.
I don't know how can I say it about the shape of the nose.
My mouth. How do you describe your mouth?
So I study face recognition, in particular how our brains allow us to recognize people we know. Humans and other primates have areas in their brains that respond selectively to faces.
The essential element of a film is a close-up of a person's face. It's how you sort of create emotion in movies. Visually is usually through people's faces.
To study face recognition in other species, we need to show them visual stimuli they can respond to. So we prepare these stimuli by taking videos of monkeys or humans, and usually we crop the faces, so you just have a bodiless head.
I've always had this like problem and anxiety about recognizing faces and remembering people's names. And I'm always sort of making eye contact with people in like the street and like suddenly panicking that I know that person and I'm not gonna recognize them and I'm gonna embarrass myself by not recognizing them.
It happened to me more than once to think that two people are only one person, and then I see them in the same room and I only realize then that it's two different people. So different animals use different cues for identification. Primates, we use faces mainly. We can use the body shape. So chimpanzees, for example, they can recognize each other by their bats. So they have a pretty good bat recognition. You can understand face recognition as 3 different steps. The first one would be face detection. You need to know that there's a face in a scene, so you have to detect it. The second step is face recognition, so you identify who is behind that face. And in parallel, well, it's thought that it happens in parallel, you can identify the emotions of the face.
So there's this thing called pareidolia, which is when we see faces in things that don't actually have faces, in abstract objects or textures or shapes. So the man in the moon is one, or an outlet that has what looks like 2 eyes and a mouth. If you take a face and scramble it up, one, you can still identify that it is a face rather readily.
We usually don't pay a lot of attention to small details in the faces. Is actually, if they ask you to describe the face of a loved one, it's hard actually to think about all the details. And in our memory, I think that we store them as a holistic percept. We are learning more and more about how the brain processes faces, but there is still so much we don't understand.
Because they're so deeply rooted, because they're sort of something that transcends our waking consciousness in a way that's something that we can't ever really truly understand.
Your face is your identity and your signature, everything in your face.
Right.
Let me show you. You can see. Ba-ba-ba-ba. All right, good.
That's fantastic. Yeah, it's really good. The eyes is great, the mouth is great.